Good morning students. Today we will study about our lesson number 6, lithosphere and landforms. So first of all we study about natural environment. What is natural environment? Natural environment is made up of those things which are not made by man, rather created by nature, or it's comprised both biotic and abiotic components. It includes the objects such as mountains, plains, valleys, forest, land, air, river, ocean, water, and all living and non-living things. Let us know more about the 4 demands of earth. Demands of natural environment. There are 3 major different demands of environment. First, lithosphere, second, atmosphere, and third is hydrosphere and biosphere. Now we talk about lithosphere. What is lithosphere? Lithosphere is the solid crust of the hard top layer of the earth. It is made up of rocks and minerals and it covered by a thin layer of soil. It is an surface with various landforms such as mountains, plains, valleys. It provides us forests, grassland and agriculture land and human settlement and minerals for industries. Now, what are the advantages of lithosphere? So, first, it bears the growth of all the plants and animals. Second, the natural resources like minerals, oil and coal are found in the lithosphere. Now, we take our second part of this chapter, structure of the earth. The internal structure of the earth has been always subject of mystery. The scientists have divided the structure of earth into 3 parts. We understand the structure of earth by diagram. First, we talk about crust. What is crust? Crust, it is the uppermost solid and thinnest layer of the earth. It contains the continents and ocean. On the continents, its thickness is about 35 km while it's 5 km on the ocean floor. The crust makes up only 0.5% of the volume of the earth. Now we talk about our second layer of earth mantle. Mantle. It is the middle layer of the earth. It lies between the crust and core. Mantle contains the 16% of the volume of the earth. Now, our third layer is core. Core. It is the innermost layer of the earth. The density of core weighs the 9.9 to 13 gm. Its radius is about 3500 km. It is mainly made up for nickel and iron. This layer has very high temperature and pressure, and it is also 2 types, outer core and inner core. Now we discuss about our next topics, types of rocks and rocks by PPT presentation.
And minerals. Can you guess what is something that you see every day, no matter where you go or where you look? They are big and small both. Yes, they are rocks. Students, rocks are everywhere. So, they have been on the earth for over 4 billion years. Any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth crust is called a rock. And some rocks do not allow water to pass through them. These are called impermeable rocks. And those which allow water to pass through them are called permeable rocks. So students, rocks are of two types generally, impermeable rocks and permeable rocks. Is a great variety of rocks. They are varied in their mineral composition, color, texture, permeability and size. Now we will discuss about the different types of rocks. Rocks can be put into three basic rock types. First is igneous rocks, second sedimentary rocks and third one metamorphic rocks. Now we take first type, igneous rocks. Students, the oldest type of all rocks is the igneous rock. The word igneous has been derived from a Greek word which means fire. These rocks are formed by the cooling and solidification of modern molten rock. When a volcano erupts, molten rock called magma comes out on the earth's surface. And when the magma cools and solidifies, it leads to the formation of igneous rocks. Examples are granite, basalt, pumice, obsidian and flint. Igneous rocks are also called primary rocks. There are of two types of igneous rocks. So we take these types. First is intrusive rocks and second extrusive rocks. Intrusive rocks are all igneous rocks which do not cool the same way. Some cool slowly deep under the earth's surface. These are called intrusive igneous rocks. Granite is an example of rock that cools slowly and has large crystals. Now, second type of igneous rock is extrusive rock. These rocks formed when the magma erupted from a volcano or reached the surface of earth through long cracks. And magma is called lava when it reaches the earth's surface. Lava cools quickly and forms rocks with small crystals. They are called extrusive igneous rocks. For example, basalt, obsidian are examples of this type of rocks. These types of two, intrusive and extrusive, belongs to igneous rocks. Now students, we take second type of rocks, that is called sedimentary rocks. The earth's surface is constantly being eroded, which means that rocks break up into smaller pieces due to the action of weathering agents such as wind, water and ice. These small pieces of rocks turn into pebbles, gravel, sand and clay. They often roll down in the rivers and streams and get deposited at their ends. As they roll, bits and pieces of the rocks are broken and form sediments. Layer after layer of sediments are pressed and cemented together, resulting in the formation of sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are often rich in fossils. Fossils are the remains of the dead plants and animals trapped in the layers of rocks. Generally, sedimentary rocks are soft and easily breakable. These rocks are widely found. It covers about 75% of total land area of the earth. Some examples of sedimentary rocks are sandstone, limestone, conglomerate and shale. So now we take third type of rocks, that is metamorphic rocks. Students, heat and pressure can change many things. They can even change metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic comes from Greek word that meaning is change and form. Metamorphic rocks form deep in the earth where high temperature, great pressure and chemical reactions cause change from one original properties like their color, texture, hardness and composition of mineral available in it. These rocks are formed of igneous and sedimentary rocks when subjected to intense heat and pressure. For example, clay changes into slate and limestone into marble. The process of metamorphism does not melt the rocks. Instead, it transforms from into denser, more compact rocks. The example of the metamorphic rocks are slate, marble, and quartzite. Students, we have studied about the types. Now we come to the topic rock cycle. What is rock cycle? Here, rock cycle means to take something old and change into something new. Of course, that doesn't happen overnight. It taken millions and millions of years. All rocks can form into any type of rock. A sedimentary rock can form into a metamorphic rock when heat and pressure change the rock. The metamorphic rock can turn into an igneous rock when the rock goes deeper in the earth's surface and melts into magma. Then that magma cools down and it becomes a solid igneous rock. The igneous rock can turn into a sedimentary rock when it reaches Earth's surface and wears away into beads of different material. This is called rock cycle and it never ends. In other words, the transformation of one type of rock into another type of rock under certain condition and in a repeated manner is referred to as a rock cycle. So now students, we come on last topic of the chapter, the importance of the rocks and minerals. We have studied rocks, rocks types and rock cycle. Now we take uses and importance of the rocks. Rocks are important to us and also to all other living things in many ways. Soil is a very important natural resource. It is formed when rocks break down into very small pieces through physical and chemical processes. These rock pieces finally turn into very fine particles to form soil. They contain a variety of minerals such as copper, bauxite, iron, and many others. These minerals are very important raw materials for manufacturing industries. Rocks are storehouse of fossils. Fossils provide very important information to historians and archaeologists. Fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, petrol, diesel, kerosene, and natural gas are obtained from the sedimentary rocks. Rocks are a source of precious stones and gems such as diamond. Rocks are used for the construction of roads, bridges, and buildings. Limestone is a major raw material for the cement industry. Another uses of the rocks are such as construction activities, just that there are many other uses of rocks too. We use rocks for roads, metals, jewelry, tombstones, building materials, cosmetics, for cutting and drilling purposes, and many other things. Most of the famous sculptures of the world are made from blocks of stones such as granite and marble. So students, we have studied about different types of rocks and rock cycle and the importance of the different rocks. So I think you have all understand about the main contents and all content of the chapter.